The Reddit department word of the week here is goblin mode, as in, I'm about to go goblin mode all over and up inside this here tech news.
I don't think that's how you use it.
That's the wrong definition.
Let's go.
Xbox Game Pass has been the darling of the gaming world since Microsoft first introduced it. It's been called things like the best deal in gaming and the reason I get up in the morning.
Wow.
But the subscription service's shining reputation was called into question today after a report citing Microsoft's own internal analysis claimed that 12 months after a game is added to Game Pass, sales of the base game decline by X%. We bleeped that because the actual percentage is redacted in the report, and we wanted to give you the real experience.
It's like I'm there in the report.
Now, back in 2018, Xbox head Phil Spencer claimed that Game Pass actually contributed to increased sales for games added to the service, which seemed like it didn't quite make sense. And we now know that's because it didn't. The report in question was published by the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, which is investigating Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard, a deal that threatens to transform Microsoft into a towering behemoth that would squish Sony's HQ building with a single stomp, like Godzilla. I don't know if Sony has anything to worry about. Sounds like the Xbox Game Pass HBO show would be terrible.
Nobody would buy it. They'd just all subscribe.
I don't really get it, but... Samsung has finally done something about the rapid health degeneration issue plaguing its 990 Pro SSDs, like some kind of plague.
Plague? Plague?
Lesions. Reports from the owners of the model in question emerged in the past few weeks describing their drive's smart health deteriorating extremely rapidly, almost as if it's been stricken by a disease or perhaps a plague. Samsung has now released a firmware update for the 990 Pro that stops the drive from deteriorating further. Unfortunately, it does not reverse the deterioration that's already occurred. That SSD's leg will always have some scarring. The issue is a much worse one than the glitch that caused Samsung's 980 Pro SSDs to get stuck in read mode, which was completely healed by a firmware update a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what Samsung did differently with this generation of SSDs, but maybe it should get immunized before it goes traveling to exotic locations. On account of the plague.
Why are you saying plague?
Plague. What do you say?
Plague.
Plague.
Bagel.
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 And Amazon has gradually taken a bigger and bigger cut of sales made through its marketplace, with the commerce giant's average share of each transaction surpassing 50% for the first time back in 2022, because hey, inflation's hurting everybody right now, even Amazon.
They got bills to pay.
The news comes from a study by Marketplace Pulse, showing that with Amazon steadily increasing its commission, warehouse storage, packing and delivery fees, advertising costs, Amazon's total cut of the average product's price steadily grew from 35.2% in 2016, the before time, to 51.8% in 2022. One could argue that Amazon was basically doing half the work by attracting new customers and increasing sales, if one really wanted to be that guy. Or one. But in a familiar story, sales have dropped since the height of the pandemic, leaving sellers asking whether a 50% cut is justified. In this economy,
Have you looked at the charts?
it's an economy that makes you want to fix your own things instead of buying new ones. So it's a good thing today's Quick Bits are brought to you by iFixit, maker of compact toolkits with all the essential bits you need to fix your electronics. From mini kits with 16 bits to full repair kits to help you start your own repair business, iFixit has you covered. Use iFixit's over 70,000 repair manuals complete with photos and step-by-step instructions so you can feel like you're playing Lego but actually doing something useful. Hey!
It's useful.
Useful for hurting your feet, and you can do those useful things worry-free knowing that you've got quality parts backed by iFixit's lifetime warranty. So fix your stuff today with iFixit at ifixit.com/techlinked.
You can fix the train that's going by right now.
I tried to put a quick bit into the LTT screwdriver once. It did not like that. It was not
try that again.
not quick. Okay, Honky McTrainerson.
Jeez Louise.
Like, who's on the tracks? No one.
We get it. You're here. You're valid.
We have officially entered the era of semi-convincing deepfake scams thanks to the proliferation of AI voice cloning technology. Logan Paul investigator CoffeeZilla posted a TikTok he found which attempted to trick the viewer into thinking Joe Rogan was endorsing certain male enhancement pills using doctored podcast footage and a cloned AI voice. That, of course, wouldn't convince me, but could definitely convince your grandma who loves Joe Rogan. Huge fan. And who's in the market for male enhancement pills?
Other than the ones that he's already.
Because Grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Tech YouTuber EPOSBox also spotted a deepfake scam for a brand called Povision, which also happens to be a condition that would make you more susceptible to these things. Internet Explorer 11 will be permanently disabled on Windows 10 thanks to an update that will roll out tomorrow, February 14th. I guess IE is no longer Microsoft's Valentine. That's brutal. Once the update is pushed through the Edge browser, any attempt to launch Internet Explorer will launch Edge instead, which is actually pretty decent, especially if you have access to the new Bada Bing that's slowly taking everyone's job. Literally, in the case of Internet Explorer. Edge has an IE mode if you're ever feeling nostalgic for something worse.
Sometimes, remember when things were worse?
Let's get crazy tonight.
What?
A report from The Information claims that TikTok is working on a number of new features that could reward creators with slightly more than clout from thirst trap addicted scroll gremlins. TikTokers may soon have the option of charging viewers for certain content, a la OnlyFans, and a revamped creator fund that might result in more consistent payouts. After all, TikTok has to do something in response to YouTube's new Shorts monetization scheme, even if it still has big problems like not giving creators any ad revenue from the first ad in a viewing session. That's a special ad that YouTube worked hard on.
That's a special, yeah.
We wouldn't know who to attribute it to. Who would get it? Blue Origin, one of the world's myriad space companies owned by an eccentric billionaire, quietly announced something extremely cool last week. The company's Blue Alchemist program managed to create solar cells from simulated lunar soil, paving the way for future moon missions to produce solar panels using nothing but good old moon dirt.
It's 100% moon dirt. Best moon dirt this side of the moon.
We're talking solar freaking lunar roadways.
Whoa.
Okay, that's a bit of a jump. Now Elon just needs to figure out a way to do the same thing with Mars dirt, and we'll have proper space war on our hands.
Moon dirt versus Mars dirt.
Oh, the old red and white. And some sports ball fans in Philadelphia were no doubt mortified when their Comcast cable service went down during the biggest oblong ball-based sports match of the quarter. Comcast did manage to pretty quickly fix the damage, which they say was caused by vandalism. I hope it wasn't perpetrated by fans of the other sports team involved in said match. But I'll tell you what scored the best touchdown in my mind. Rihanna's dancers.
They were, did you see it? They were no.
They were at no risk of
It
miscarrying.
was like that move, but way better.
And you better dance your way back here on Wednesday for more tech news,
Whoa.
or just watch it on your regular chair, whatever
Ow.
works.
Yeah.
Do the robot dance.